back to my channel. And for today's vlog, since I've received a lot of comments regarding on how to apply as a caregiver here in Canada, and as I'm saying from my previous vlog, that I am not associated with any agencies or immigration consultants, but then they're still like asking me if I could help them to find an employer here in Canada for their application as a caregiver. Now it's a good news for everybody, for those who wanted to apply and to be a caregiver here in Canada. So here you go. Okay, so let's start this. Okay, so I received a lot of messages, right, and comments about it. So I'm just gonna read it one by one. I'll just choose some comments and I'm going to read it, and then later on I'm gonna do the step-by-step. Okay, so before I am going to explain it to everybody, the step-by-step process, I am gonna read some of the comments that I received. That's why I really did a research on this. Like really, this is for all of you guys, those who are asking me even last year until now, these days. This is all for you guys. So I get here from Beatrice. She said, "Hello, thank you so much for this information. Please, can you help me to get a job offer as a caregiver in Canada? Will appreciate your feedback." Well, I do appreciate you as well, Beatrice, that you're watching my blog. And as far as I wanted to help everybody to get a job offer and an employer, but as I have said that I am not associated with any agency or any immigration consultant here in Canada. So I hope you are listening right now, or you're watching this video, because this might help you to do the application on your own without any help of any agency or immigration consultant. Like you can do this, guys. So just keep on watching this. So here's from Mary Rins Garcia, and she said, "Kindly give a legit agency here in the Philippines." So as I've said, I don't really know any legit agency in the Philippines. I am not associated with any of them. Even the POA, if you go to POA, it's much more better. Yes, that's true. So here you go with our first step. Okay, I mentioned this before from my blog, that the first thing is you can write this down, okay? So it's easier for you to remember, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is to send your TOR for evaluation to any I have here to evaluation for WES, ICAS, ISIS, ICAS, says to verify if you are qualified for Canadian education standards. So it should be like for me, I graduated practical nursing in the Philippines, which is 2 years, and I am also an undergraduate of Bachelor of Science in Nursing in the Philippines. I submitted my education, my TOR, diploma, whatever that they need in high school as well. They needed to your high school form 137. I submitted it to, I used the ICAS. So these are the institution that which is that affiliates the immigration. So you have to choose one of them which you think you are okay to evaluate your education. So I went to ICAS. That's where I had sent my TOR diploma Form 137, and when I get the result, I got the equivalent of college certificate here, education here in Canada. So that means I pass. Okay, so next step, make sure that you passed. Okay, so next step is to take an IELTS exam. So why do I have to send my TOR first before the IELTS exam? It's simply because the TOR, the evaluation, it takes time, and then when it comes, the result is valid for 5 years, which you have more time than the IELTS, because the IELTS exam, once you get it, once you pass it, it's only valid for 2 years, and after 2 years it's not valid anymore. You cannot use it anymore. That's why I always tell you guys from my previous blogs and my blogs before that always send first your TOR for evaluation, about your education, and then after that, if you pass, then you can have your IELTS exam. And then after your IELTS exam, just make sure that your bond score, if you take IELTS, it should be 5, and then the Hswp is 4. For languages, higher score is much better, of course, right? So but it's easy, guys. I mean, you would think it's not easy, but once you are there, once you started learning and practicing every day for your IELTS exam, I'm sure you're gonna pass that. Just believe in yourself, guys. Yeah. And then next, the third step is have a caregiver certificate. Like in the Philippines, we have Hcpp certificate for caregivers. I did that too when I was still in the Philippines before applying, going to Singapore, before applying, going to Cyprus. I had Hcpp certificate. It's always a help for you guys if you wanted to apply as a caregiver. And then at least you must also have at least a caregiver certificate, at least 1 year experience. It's good. It should be like, for example, if you wanna apply and you didn't have an experience, I tell you guys, it is always better to have an experience, even if it's just for a year, as long as you're paid. If, for example, if you're in the Philippines, or you're in India, or you're in Bangladesh, or in Turkey, or in Africa somewhere, if you have a caregiver job, at least you have 1 year, and don't forget the certificate, and you're paying your tax. It's always important. And then next step. Okay, so this is the number 4 steps. Okay, gather your documents. You always have to make sure that after everything you do the TOR evaluation. I'm starting to, okay, after you do that, you take your IELTS, and then Hswp, and then caregiver certificate, and then gather your documents, like if you have marriage certificate, CINUMAR for single, NBI or police clearance, or from whatever in your country, what do you call that? I don't know. Birth certificate, which is authenticated by PSA in the Philippines or in any other country. Marriage contract, which is also authenticated. And then your supporting documents. Let's say like baptismal, healthcare immunization, your school certificate, just those kinds of like, let's say like oh God, or voter's affidavit, passport, and then yeah, just gather everything that you think you need in applying. Everything, it should be perfect, like you should be organized in everything that you're going to do. And then after that, you search job. I'm gonna put it there in the screen, all the where you can find a job. So this is not an agency nor an immigration whatever. These are online site where you could find a employer, possible that you could find any employer. It's for example the jobbank.gc.ca, the workopolis.com, monster.ca, indeed.ca, or even in workabroad.ph, kijiji.ca, and sasjobs.ca. So actually guys, in the Philippines, I would recommend you guys to go to POEA. That's what I would recommend. But if you can find, for those I put in the screen, for those websites that I put on the screen, if you can find an employer, you could, it's good too. And then you could also try on moms and nannies in Facebook group. What else, like there's also an agency in Hong Kong which is called B4Work. So they actually like if you wanna apply, and if you're from other country, you're not in Hong Kong, you can apply to them. They would help you, but that would mean you would have to have a money prepared for that if you go through an agency. So that's why I'm giving you those sites for possible employers that you can find, because if you can find your own employer, that means it's less money that you're gonna have to pay. I mean, it's all the expenses will be the employer will pay for everything. And if you really want as much as possible, if you really want to make sure that it's real, and it's you won't get scammed, because it's we know that it's all over the world now, the scams. For Filipinos or from the Philippines, go to the POEA. There you can ask, like if you wanna apply coming here in Canada, you can ask them, like, don't be shy to ask. It's always important to ask. Okay, so yeah, that's what can I give you now as for the agencies or for the websites that where you can apply as a caregiver. So after that, when you already find an employer, then you can start doing the process. If you're gonna apply, let's say like from an agency, you probably could have the total expenses from applying from this is just example from the Philippines. If you apply from the Philippines to Canada, and then you're gonna go through an agency, probably it would take like you can have like at least 300,000 to 500,000. Well, I applied through an agency, but it wasn't in the Philippines. I applied in an agency in Cyprus, where I have worked before. That's why I always encourage you guys that if you want to be a caregiver here in Canada, please at least 1 year, have at least 1 year experience. If not in other country, in your country, in your own country, and you must have a certificate and a tax that a proof that you're paying your tax as a caregiver employee, because it's important for for them. Next, what's next? I don't know what's next now. Okay, so next, okay, so once you get everything and you have your employer, it's very easy to do it on your own. You just have to go to canada.ca. The form that you are going to download and fill up for everything, it's in there. You just need to follow the instruction. You can just type like Hccp or Hsw form and everything. It's all in there. Like, you just need to do on your own. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you how, and you just need to do on your own. So that's easy to do once you already got an employer. So I hope you learned something, guys, from my blog today, and I hope you will try. I mean, you try to do it on your own, like to apply as a caregiver here in Canada using those tips that I gave you. I already give you those steps, and then later on somebody will gonna send a message or put on comment that, do you have any legit agency, or do you know any employer? Guys, if I know any employer here in Canada that is looking for a caregiver, I would probably put it on the blog and tell you which to apply, where to apply, or who is the employer or whatever that they need. I probably would put it here in the blog, so you guys have the chance to apply, so that's why I'm giving you those websites where you can probably or possibly you could have a chance to find an employer. So it is all up to you guys. How patient are you, or how hardworking are you to do those things in order for you to succeed? So coming here in Canada is not that easy. I tell you guys, I've been through a lot before I came here as a caregiver. I was in Singapore, I was in Europe, and it's not an easy road coming here in Canada. So as I've said before, that it's always up to you guys on how do you want to take the chances, and how do you want to, I know a lot of you would think because you don't have enough money, you don't have you don't have that 300 to 500,000 in Philippine peso, or in lakhs, or in whatever, if how much is that. Like for me, I spend like 5,000 or 6,000 euros before I came here, and it wasn't easy. I did a lot of work. Hard work is always important, and it's how many years I have to to save. Well, I'm just lucky because I have a brother who helped me financially, and which is I'm always glad and always thankful for that. And I know I'm very blessed. That's why I'm sharing you this information, guys, for you to try. If you don't have money, then try those sites, yeah, right? Like, there's no harm in trying. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy watching my video for today, and I hope you learned too. And thank you so much once again for watching my video, and I hope you won't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the bell notification button to notify for more video updates. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.